It is the second part of the summary of Mrichchhakatika by Sudraka. If you have missed the first part, I will put the link in the description box. Now let's start. Act 6. The exchange of the carriages. Rohasena is demanding a golden cart. The toy cart he was playing with belongs to the son of their neighbor and he takes it from him. Radhanika pacifies him by making a clay cart, but he insists on the same cart. Vasantasena takes off her ornaments and fills his clay cart with her golden ornaments. Vardhamanaka, the servant of Charudatta, is ready to take Vasantasena to the old garden Pushpakarandaka, where Charudatta is waiting for her. However, he suddenly remembers that he has forgotten to bring the carriage cushion, so he leaves the place to get them. Surprisingly, Sakara's carriage has also arrived at the same place. Instead of Vasantasena, Aryaka, the fugitive, mounts the carriage and Vasantasena mistakenly mounts the wrong vehicle. Two policemen, Viraka and Chandanaka, stop the carriage on the road. Aryaka, being in such a life and death situation, asks for help from Chandanaka. Chandanaka agrees and allows him to go, but Viraka suspects Chandanaka and goes to check the carriage. Then Chandanaka kicks Viraka and lets Aryaka go. Act 7. The escape of Aryaka. Vardhamanaka arrives with the carriage. Aryaka introduces himself to Charudatta. He sets him free and offers his carriage to travel safely and seek a safe place. Aryaka shows his gratitude to him and exits the garden. After helping Aryaka, Charudatta feels that the place is not safe for him and thinks Vasantasena has gone home. Therefore, he leaves the garden. Act 8. The killing of Vasantasena. Vasantasena reaches the garden in the wrong carriage. Sakara becomes joyful to see Vasantasena and seeks forgiveness. Vasantasena becomes irritated with his crocodile tears and kicks him with her foot. It inflames the wrath of Sakara and he orders his friend Vita to kill her. Vita refuses to do such a wicked task. After his refusal, Sakara tries to tempt his servant Stavaraka to do the same, but he also stabs back. When Sakara goes to kill her, Vita seizes him by the neck and pushes him. Therefore, Sakara sends them away, and in their absence, he strangles her and covers her body with dried leaves. Sakara leaves the place and a Buddhist mendicant enters the garden to dry his washed cloth. He fortunately lays it on the same spot where unconscious Vasantasena lies. She regains consciousness and he takes her to a nearby Buddhist monastery for hospitality. Act 9. The Trial. Sakara appears in court. To end his enemy's life, Sakara files a criminal charge against Charudatta that he has killed Vasantasena in the garden for her ornaments. The judge soon summons the mother of Vasantasena and Charudatta for legal inquiry. Her mother confirms that her daughter has gone to spend time with Charudatta. The judge is still in favor of Charudatta since there is no evidence. However, his mind soon changes when Viraka enters the court to accuse Chandanaka and tells the judge that he suspects a carriage that belongs to Charudatta. Vasantasena was inside the carriage and she was going to the garden. He also adds that Chandanaka prevented and kicked him when he was about to inspect it. The judge orders Viraka to check if there is any dead body in the garden. He reports that the jackals are eating up a corpse of a woman. His statesmen give them reasons to suspect Charudatta. Mrichchhakatika, who is on his way to Vasantasena's house to return the ornaments that she gave to Rohasena, hurriedly moves to the court. He tries to convince them that his friend is guiltless and shows his resentment towards Sakara. In response, Sakara gets angry and both beat each other. During the fight, the ornaments of Vasantasena fall from Mrichchhaka's armpit. It again leads them to believe in Sakara. Without further inspection, the guards arrest Charudatta and the king orders to execute him. Act 10. The conclusion. the two Chandals take Charudatta for execution. Charudatta requests to see his son for the last time. Rohasena comes to meet his father with Maitreya. The prisoner Sudraka tries to save Charudatta. He goes to the crowd and reveals the truth, but Sakara persuades the public not to believe in a thief. Vasantasena decides to go to her lover's house with the mendicant and encounters a large crowd on the road. She asks the mendicant to inquire about it. The monk tells her that they have gathered there for the execution of Charudatta. Vasantasena dashes to the place and stops the sandals at the right moment. The mendicant introduces himself to Charudatta that he is the shampooer Samvahaka whom Vasantasena once saved him from the gamblers by paying them 10 gold pieces on his behalf. Sakara feels frightened and secretly leaves the place. After that, Chandanaka informs Charudatta that Duta is about to enter a blazing fire. Charudatta reaches there before it is too late and saves her. Aryaka has killed the corrupt king Palaka and becomes the king of Ujjayiini. Aryaka bestows on Charudatta the kingdom of Koshavati and confers on Vasantasena the title of a wedded wife. The guards catch Sakara and he begs for mercy from Charudatta, which he sows on him. Ujjayiini has got a deserving king and the play ends happily with the union of two lovers.